As the monsoon mists roll in, the reason for Meghalaya's name becomes instantly clear. It means, of course, abode in the clouds. And as I trundle my way towards its capital city, Shillong, let me just say, those of you looking to hit number 9 in the cloud category, well, there are few better places in which to do it. And for those of you who, like me, travel for food, well, let's just say it's raining more surprises than you can imagine. It's easy to forget that this haven in the hills is actually the heart of the monsoons in India. And so as the rains pour down, as the clouds settle in, as rainbows arch high in the sky, it's clear before I even reach Shillong that this is a very special part of the world. And as it turns out, it's also the kind that keeps on giving. Reach the main city, remember, no hill station this, it's a hill city. Crowded and crazy in parts, placid and pretty in others. It used to be called the Scotland of the East. But bar a few buildings that hark back to the early European settlers, Shillong has mostly moved on, in architecture, in population, and most of all in cuisine. And yet, as I traverse the streets in search of my day's first meal, I discover that in parts anyway, the lovely sense of old world charm persists. And so it's no hardship hunting down a bite. I'm looking to have a home-style meal of local Khasi fare. And there, that looks like just the place to have it. The Jaintia Jado stall, named for the nearby Jaintia Hills, is exactly what I had in mind. Basic and unfussy, lots of locals filling up its tables. So first, what's on offer?
It's pork, chicken, fish, and rice, jado, plain rice, pork intestine, pork curry, stomach, pork leg, chicken boiling, chicken curry, pork liver, and tungumbai, beans.
Okay, that's quite a bit. I'll start with most of it. But first, one dish in particular. Jado, a speciality of the region, a bowl full of rice that's been cooked in big amounts of blood. Yes, I said blood. So a plate full of plasma is not my usual poison, but add to it some of their lethal bamboo shoot pickle. And honestly, this might be one of the tastiest things in town. It's all nutty and hearty. Who knew? I confess I'm feeling very positive about all the O positive. So I hate to be obvious, but it must be said, this is actually bloody good. Yes, who knew that well-cooked corpuscles are the best way to start a day? Moving on, the motto here clearly seems to be waste not, want not. So after that, I'm served all manner of parts. There's pork belly in a thick chili curry, some fried pork liver, and oh yes, what was supposed to be regular chunks of meat in another terrific curry. So it turns out in Shillong, the question is not whether you would like your meat served with a little bit of fat, but whether you are okay with having your fat served with a little bit of meat. That said, it is delicious. I just hope someone has a defibrillator waiting outside. Boiled pork comes next, lightly cooked and significantly less spicy. It's sort of like a pork slaw, quite delicious, as are the offerings for those not particularly partial to pig, like the unappetizing sounding but surprisingly effective boiled fish with vegetables. Light tart, they don't use a single dried masala to make it. There's fried fish as well, and then there's their chicken curry. Gorgeous gravy, but at least we know how fresh this is. This is 100% a mountain bird, and it has the muscle to show for it. The gravy, though, I have to say, is again absolutely delicious. But when they call someone a tough old bird, I guess this is where the saying came from, because what I'm having right now is a very tough old bird. For something a little easier on the teeth, do try the pickles, a paste made of tomato and dried fish, or the beautiful bamboo shoot drowning in oil and chili. I thought I had a high chili tolerance, and that's until I started eating both curries and chutneys over here. Oh my God. Keep watching, and in a few seconds you're going to see steam coming out of my ears. And that's hot. And oh yes, vegetarians will find slim pickings. But there's a plate of Karela, bitter but not bad, and another dish they call tungumbai, a sort of paste made of fermented beans. But if they say that wine gets better with age, the same cannot be said for beans. Yes, turns out there is such a thing as too much fermenting. I will say though that it's a little strong for me. No doubt other people will find it a lot more appetizing than I do. It's a bit too strong. But that aside, this is as good a welcome to the Northeast as I could have asked for. Earthy and chilly, tart and tasty, and utterly distinct in flavor profile.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.